Hey guys, OJ Albino here, bringing you guys my IBL Season 6 Week 6 match against Tone and his Miami Malamarlins. I believe it's Week 6. But yeah, battle of the Miami teams this week. Hopefully bouncing back from a pretty tough 1-0 loss last week to Kohan and his Reno Raikou. I believe it was. But yeah, again, hoping to bounce back this week, and I think we have the team to do so. So let's just jump right into this little team builder video. Battle will go up, obviously, I believe tomorrow around the same time that this one did end up going up. So look forward to that for sure. And yeah, let's just jump right in to the matchup. So our team, if you did forget, consists of the Mew, Komodo, Zemoos, Greninja, Jolteon, Rabombi, Archeops, Megascizor, Mamoswine, Serena, Porygon Z, and Cofagrigus, while our opponent's team consists of the Tapu Fini, Volcarona, Crocodile, Tyrantrum, Vanillux, Garbodor, Mega Pidgeot, Celebi, Gengar, Lucario, and Licky. Z users being Volcarona and Vanillux. Now, right off the bat, biggest threats to me, number one is that Volcarona. Volcarona absolutely terrifies me. If I let that thing get set up to +2, I lose the game. If I let it set up to +1 and I lose my according checks or things get chipped down too much and stuff like that, I also lose the game. So that is something I do have to keep in mind and be ready for. Another really big threat that I'm really scared of is the Mega Pidgeot. My flying resist on this team is an Archeops, and once again, we, spoilers, are forced into bringing a very Spadef bulky Archeops, which is definitely not the greatest thing in most matchups to have to rely on that thing to check the flying types, but it's just something we have to deal with our build, unfortunately. So hopefully we can do so with our Smart Bird. And then another very, very big threat, in my opinion, is going to be both the Gengar, because I just don't switch into it well. Not many teams do. And the Tapu Fini. Tapu Fini, nothing on my team OHKOs it. I do kind of have to chip it down and kind of trade 1-for-1 with it with a lot of members on my team. It's also a very good Komodo check. I am very scared of Scarf. I think like an offensive Scarf set can actually come and do a lot of work versus me as like a Komodo check. And because it can naturally eat a hit regardless anyways. So yeah, that is going to be kind of my main predictions here as to what's going to give us trouble. But with that, let's jump into our first mon, which is going to be our Greninja, rocking out with the Choice Scarf, Torrent ability, Rock Slide, U-Turn, Dark Pulse, Gunk Shot, 124 attack, 220 special attack, and 164 speed with a hasty nature. Now this is going to be our speed control. It's a safety blanket check for Volcarona. If it gets us to +1, we always knock it out with Rock Slide, unless he's like Charty Berry or something like that. It also outspeeds a Scarf Gengar if he decides to bring that. I don't think Scarf Gengar comes because I can't pivot into its moves. I don't switch in well to it, but I can kind of like pivot around it, if that makes sense. But just in case, I figured that'd be nice to outspeed it. We have enough attack. I believe the 124 investment always 2-hit KOs a max HP Tapu Fini. So if he can catch that thing on the switch, which is likely his best response to Greninja, he doesn't switch in well to it otherwise. We can, nab a 2-hit KO on that thing. U-turn for momentum. It also, can do a big chunk of stuff like Celebi. Rock Slide obviously for the Volcarona, and Dark Pulse just for general stab. Once the Fini goes down, Dark Pulse is really, really spammable versus his team, in all honesty. So I do look to potentially, take advantage of that. The only problem is this set does not really touch Lucario, but I feel like we can take care of Lucario regardless otherwise. Next up, we have our Porygon Z, rocking out the Silk Scarf adaptability, Tri-Attack, Shadow Ball, Agility, and Nasty Plot. Going with a dual dance set with 132 HP, 156 special attack, and 220 speed with a timid nature. Now this guarantees, with the Silk Scarf and the 156 special attack, we guarantee a 2-hit KO on Tapu Fini after Stealth Rocks if he's just max HP. That includes leftovers if he is that. We also outspeed a Tapu Fini, so after Stealth Rocks +2, we should be able to knock him out most of the time, unless he's very, very Spadef bulky. Shadow Ball hits the Gengar, which is his only immunity to the Tri-Attack, and then +2 Tri-Attack honestly just runs through his team otherwise. Like, Lucario is a resist, I guess, not really. What else was the other, like, resist, quotation marks? Tyrantrum, that's what it was. Yeah, and it kind of blows through Tyrantrum with a little bit of chip too, because it's not the bulkiest on the Spadef side. So this is a really good potential win con, depending on whether or not we want to set up a Nasty Plot or an Agility, or both if we're super lucky. We're actually pretty much never 2-hit KO'd by Tapu Fini Moonblast, which is also very, very nice. And yeah, so that's going to be our Porygon Z this week. Hopefully looking to kind of muscle past some of his mons. Nasty Plot kind of lets us push through mons like Licky, which can kind of be a problem otherwise. But yeah. Next up, we have our Mew, rocking out with the Colberberry set once again. Sag Shock, Aurasphere, Stealth Rock, and Soft Boiled. Unfortunately, I did have to make Mew my Stealth Rocker this week. My Mamoswine that is going to be coming, spoilers, can't really fit it, and neither can my Archeops. So I figured Mew would be a good, candidate for that this week. We're rocking out with enough speed to outpace a Crocodile, I believe that's what it is. I probably should have checked that before. And then we went max defense, rest into HP, just to better check things like the Mienshao, because Mienshao could be a really big problem if we don't have this Mew. So that's going to be our best check to that monster. We can check the Tyrantrum to an extent. We obviously can check the Crocodile with our Colberberry, and do a lot of damage to it with Aurasphere. Psyshock is just so that we're not complete setup fodder for the Volcarona, and we can still do a sizable chunk to the Tapu Fini and ship it in range of other mons on our team if he is like a Calm Mindset or something like that. And yeah, that's going to be Mew this week. Obviously, softball for longevity. Forgot to say that, but that's pretty self-explanatory. But yeah, that's going to be Mew this week. Next up, we have Mamoswine rocking out with a Choice Band, Thick Fat Ability, Ice Shard, Earthquake, Ice Cold Crash, and Knockoff. 28 HP, 252 attack, 4 defense, 36 per death, and 188 speed with an Adamant Nature. Now, this is in a phenomenal breaker versus his team. He does not switch into Mamoswine at all. Dual Stabs just run through his team. Ice Shard is a great priority check just in case the Tyrantrum gets out of hand potentially. With just a little bit of chip, we can, KO that thing. And otherwise, Ice Shard, Ice Cold Crash, and Earthquake just kind of nuke everything on his build. We are running enough speed for a Tapu Fini that is creeping a no-speed Mew, and then a little bit more, just in case, he does decide to run that much speed and not try and outspeed a max speed Mamoswine. I think he'll probably be max speed just to tie with the Komodo potentially, and stop us from getting off a Poison Jab or something like that. But, just in case. I didn't see what else to really creep, and I figured that could come up clutch just in case. We live a Fire Blast from Volcarona after Rocks with this spread, which is very nice, and the rest was just thrown to attack just to do absolute maximum damage and hopefully pick up a couple KOs in this game. And then next we have our Archeops rocking out with the Leftovers, Defeatist Ability, Roost, Earthquake, Stone Edge, Acrobatics, 4 HP, 36 attack, 212 speed death, and max speed with a Jolly Nature. Now this is our de facto Mega Pidgeot check. Unfortunately, we don't really have much else for it. It also serves as a decent Volcarona check, I suppose, and at least scares it. With this SPDF investment, we are never 3-hit KO'd by Hurricane after our Leftovers recovery if rocks are not on the field, which is really, really nice to, potentially take hits in case we are a tiny bit chipped. We have Roost to get ourselves out of Defeatist range. We have Earthquake to hit things like the Gengar, Lucario, Garbodor, things like that. Stone Edge is obviously great stab versus the Pidgeot, the Volcarona. It's just our hardest hitting move. And then we have Acrobatics as to not be just completely walled by the Mienshao, because I am pretty scared of that thing. We also hit Celebi a little bit harder with it. And if for some reason we if we lose our item for some reason, like if he's Knock Wicked Lick or something like that, it does do a pretty big chunk to his team with Acro right there. But yeah, that's going to be Archeops this week. And then lastly, we have our Komodo rocking out the Roselli Berry, Bulletproof Ability, Dragon Dance, Poison Jab, Close Combat, and Shadow Claw. 100 HP, 156 attack, and max speed with a Jolly Nature. Now this Komodo is going to serve as kind of our main win con. If we can chip things down, this thing can definitely win. We are max speed just to speed tie a max speed Tapu Fini, just in case he is like a Choice Scarf set and we are +1. That thing guaranteed outspeeding us isn't great. We are Roselli Berry for that Tapu Fini in case he wants to bring a more offensive set. We are never O-code after rocks by a max special attack Fini, which is phenomenal. And then, the rest of the coverage kind of hits the rest of his team. Poison Jab is for the Tapu Fini, obviously. It also hits the Celebi. Close Combat is just great stab overall versus things like, Crocodile, Tyrantrum, Mega Pidgeot, Lucario, Licky Licky. And then Shadow Claw gives me something that hits the Gengar, but also hits the, what else was on his team? Did he have a Mesprit before? I feel like I might be grabbing an updated team, because I could have sworn he had a Mesprit, which is why he didn't run Earthquake. But yeah, regardless, this is going to be our main win con this week. Hopefully it can do well, and hopefully we can pick up the dub with this 6 that we brought. I am very confident in this team. I think it'll do well. but Tone has a very, very terrifying team, and he has some ones that can definitely do us pretty dirty. So hopefully we can, like I said, pick up a win. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy the team builder, are excited for the battle tomorrow, be sure to subscribe so you can catch that when it goes up. I usually upload them pretty early in the morning, so it should be up there pretty soon now. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you guys tomorrow with the battle. Later.